In the distant future, the galaxy thrummed with life and tension. Various civilizations thrived among the stars, each believing themselves superior to the others. Among them were the Zarloks, a race known for their formidable intellect and advanced technology. With their elongated bodies and iridescent skin, they considered themselves the pinnacle of evolution. Yet beneath their confidence lay an undercurrent of disdain for the lesser-known species scattered throughout the cosmos. Humans in particular were the butt of many jokes in the Zarlok council chambers. Their primitive methods and chaotic societies seemed laughable to the Zarloks, who viewed themselves as a beacon of order and reason. "Look at their latest venture, Zorath," the Zarlok council leader scoffed, his voice dripping with derision. "They've taken to building a colony on a barren rock. It's almost admirable in a pathetic way." The council erupted into laughter, their voices echoing through the opulent hall. To them, humanity was an amusing spectacle, a race still grappling with their own identity in the vastness of space. But unbeknownst to the Zarloks, a storm was brewing. The galaxy was in turmoil as tensions between powerful factions escalated. A ruthless warlord known as Varkon sought to conquer all, amassing a fleet of terrifying ships and ruthless soldiers. The Zarloks, secure in their superiority, believed they could fend off any threat without outside assistance. As Varkon's forces began to carve a path through the stars, the Zarloks' confidence wavered. Their scouts reported that Varkon had set his sights on Zarlok Prime. It was a catastrophic realization. They needed allies, but who would they turn to? In desperation, Zorath called for a summit with the Human Federation. Though the council members grumbled, they acknowledged the urgency of the situation. The meeting was set in the Great Hall of Zarlok Prime, a place designed for grandeur but now tinged with tension. When the humans arrived, the Zarloks were taken aback. The humans were unassuming, dressed in their simple uniforms and carrying the unmistakable air of determination. They seemed out of place among the Zarlok's sleek, shimmering decor. But beneath that facade, the humans carried the weight of experience, of battles fought and sacrifices made. "Welcome, esteemed representatives of the Human Federation," Zorath said, forcing a smile. "We've invited you here to discuss a potential alliance against the looming threat of Varkon." The humans exchanged glances, a mix of skepticism and hope in their eyes. Captain Elena Reyes, a seasoned leader with a fierce reputation, stepped forward. "We appreciate your invitation, but we are aware of your previous sentiments toward us. Why should we trust you now?" Zorath felt a sting of embarrassment but masked it quickly. Desperate times call for desperate measures. The laughter is over. Varkon is a threat to all of us. We need each other if we are to survive. The humans deliberated. They had faced their own trials and tribulations, struggling against their adversaries, and the idea of teaming up with a species that had once ridiculed them was not lost on them. Yet, they understood the gravity of the situation. After much debate, they reached a consensus. An alliance would be forged, but on equal footing. The Zarloks would no longer look down upon the humans. Instead, they would respect their strength and resolve. As the alliance took shape, the humans introduced the Zarloks to their unorthodox battle strategies. The Zarloks were quick to adapt, their minds racing as they absorbed the tactical maneuvers and unconventional thinking of their new allies. The two races began to blend their technologies, creating hybrid weaponry that was more lethal than anything either had produced alone. Meanwhile, Varkon's forces continued to advance, a relentless tide threatening to engulf all in their path. It became evident that the time for action was upon them. The combined fleet of Zarloks and humans gathered at the edge of the Serath Nebula, where Varkon was rumored to be staging his next offensive. As the ships aligned, an electric anticipation filled the air. For the first time, the Zarloks felt a sense of camaraderie with the humans. They had shed their previous arrogance, realizing that strength lay not just in technology, but in unity. As the battle commenced, chaos erupted. Varkon's ships emerged like shadows, firing volleys of devastating energy blasts. The Zarloks, using their advanced shields, took the brunt of the assault, while the humans executed their strategies with precision. Captain Reyes shouted commands, her voice cutting through the din of battle. "Zarloks, flank them! Use the diversion we practiced!" The Zarloks responded with surprising agility, weaving through enemy lines and creating openings for their human allies. The coordination was seamless, a dance of destruction that left Varkon's forces bewildered. But Varkan was not to be underestimated. He unleashed his secret weapon, a colossal dreadnought that loomed over the battlefield. Panic rippled through the ranks as its cannons charged, preparing to unleash a cataclysmic blast. In that moment of desperation, Zorath and Reyes shared a look of determination. They knew that they had to confront the dreadnought head-on. Drawing on their combined ingenuity, they devised a risky plan, a coordinated strike that would require every ship to sacrifice its position. "On my mark!" Zorath shouted, rallying the fleet. As the Zarlok and human ships surged forward, Varkan's dreadnought fired. But instead of retreating, the Allied forces dove into the line of fire, executing a maneuver that caught the enemy off guard. The resulting explosion lit up the nebula, but the dreadnought was compromised. With Varkan's flagship now vulnerable, the combined fleet pressed the advantage. As ships dove in, firing concentrated bursts of energy, the tide of battle shifted. The laughter that once echoed in the Zarlok council chambers was replaced by the roar of victory as they emerged triumphant. In the aftermath, Zorath and Reyes stood amidst the wreckage of the battlefield, a newfound respect forged between their races. They had faced adversity together and emerged stronger. "Perhaps we underestimated humanity," Zorath admitted, a rare humility in his voice. Reyes smiled. "And perhaps we underestimated you. Together we can face anything." As the stars twinkled above, a new chapter began for the Zarloks and humans. The laughter had faded, replaced by understanding and unity. They had learned that true strength lay not in superiority, but in alliances forged in the crucible of conflict. Together they would face the future, not as rivals but as allies, ready to confront whatever the galaxy threw their way.